talk about the choice of love in crisis moments.
You know, this is the best time. There's nothing greater than a crisis because you have to keep choosing. You have to keep trusting. You have to keep surrendering. Why? Because what happens on the other side? The fear, the suffering. So when there's a crisis, it gives you the opportunity to choose for the love, to let go of the superficial and start to focus on that. And to trust. You know, you always see if there's like an external crisis. You see how people always come together? They start supporting each other. They start giving. They start focusing on love and working as a unit. You know, crisis always brings that. Always. People start to unite. True? Often that happens. And it's an internal experience as well. We start to unite with ourselves and find something that's more permanent. Something more permanent. I was amazed with the bushfires in Australia. It was like devastating. This was in a city. It was like a bushfire just destroyed everything here. Like it was all built up, people in their normal houses. It was almost a suburb. And the fire just moved through. And this is a society that knows about bushfires. Like we have lots of helicopters and, you know, everything comes to put out the bushfire. And it was such a shock. Such a shock. And this is in the middle of a financial crisis, apparently. Within 2 weeks, they'd raised $40 million. 40 million dollars for these people. They could build their houses, like everything. But this was a financial crisis. Was it a financial crisis? No. Everyone had plenty to give. They gave so much. So much. And they pulled together and fixed it in 2 weeks. It's incredible. But if you'd spoken to them before this had happened, they'd all be complaining about the crisis. Oh, the economy's bad. Oh, it's true. Doesn't matter where I go in the world. Most people talk about that. Even when there's not a crisis. In their heads, there's always this lack. There's not enough. There's something wrong. It's part of the matrix. It's part of the illusion. There's never enough because there's always this fear that something will happen. But in reality, it's a reason to be outside instead of embracing the perfection of this moment. And I'm not saying things don't happen. Things do happen. But it's what you choose in that moment. You know, when I lost everything, I chose to get drunk. Okay, that didn't work, so I chose something else. And that was the greatest thing. Because I found myself. So everything always brings more. Always. More love. It's just movement.